Hey everybody, Lance Stranahan here, going to talk about today's trading. It's Friday, May 7th, 2021. Today was non-farm payroll day. Here's a trade I took at about 9:41 or 2. Little pullback on what I perceived was a downward push. Non-farm, some days you don't get a lot of reaction an hour later after the open. Some days like today you get extremely fast moving price action, and you can see that almost hits my target. I'm up about 70 ticks, but price is moving quickly, as you can see by looking at this 5 range. This is in real time. Now I moved my stop to break even. I didn't want to lose in case we got a really quick reversal. And when you have this kind of, when people say, oh, I've been trading NQ the last few weeks, I haven't seen all this fast price movement you're talking about. Well, today, this opening half hour or so should have given you a little taste of that. I used to trade non-farm when I would do Forex, like the pound yen and the euro dollar. And I would trade it a few minutes after the 8:30 release. I don't recommend a lot of people do that. Sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. Today, again, we had a lot of volume, a lot of volatility, especially in that opening 45 minutes or so. Now, this one was about a 98 tick winner. Okay, a little bit after that, I started seeing a possible reversal pattern, mainly on my 5 range it appeared first. Now, when price is moving really fast, I'm going to rely more on this smaller time frame to give me an indication of direction, momentum, before the 1 minute is really, or the 2 minutes giving me a clear-cut signal. Because if you wait, you're going to be lagging when price is moving this fast. Now, this was not a particularly good entry. The better entry would have been right here, getting in right after that V crosses the 30 EMA, like I've mentioned in my webinar. This is a V second wave. Instead, I'm up here, and I get in on that trade, and you can see what happens. This is in real time. Price pulls back and stops me out for 50 ticks. Now, a better entry would have, again, been to wait and then move up, which is what I do for my next one. Again, this is in real time. So you can see this one is definitely moving better. And I will speed that up a little bit to save some time. And that was a nice little winner there. Here's another one I took. Now, in case I didn't mention, most all my targets are 100 ticks. 50 ticks is my stop loss. I have a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. I've been doing this for several weeks now with pretty good results. And you can see this one isn't working out. I kept thinking we were going long, and that one stopped me out. So far I have had 2 wins and 2 losses, and you can see still pretty profitable because of the risk reward ratio. Okay, had pulled back to a little bit of a support level, got my W formation. I thought, well, I was being a little stubborn, kept wanting to go long. This looked like it was in a good area, pulled back to this region, so I tried again. And I'll just turn that on. And you can see this one does not work out very well. So that's another 50 tick loser. So at this point, I've had 3 losers and 2 winners. Still not in the negative yet. Okay, so again at this point it's a little bit after 10. Price is starting to really show an upward campaign. You can see on the 5 range a series of V's of higher highs, higher lows. and I knew we had some room. I entered this trade on a little tiny V pullback. Again, 50 tick stop loss. I actually had about a 120 tick target. Um, this one I knew had to work its way through this area. I wasn't 100% sure it could, but I went ahead and gave it a try. And that one was a nice winner, put me back in good shape. And that's what I really like about this system. I mean, just one win makes up for those losses. And it's a big difference than when I was taking out the 40 tick target, the 40 tick stop loss. And yes, there were days I did great, but other days, it's really hard to keep and sustain over time the kind of win ratio you need, to have that 70%, 60% going, because 50% is just going to kill you with commissions. You're not going to come out ahead. And really liking this new system so far. Now, for the most part in these trades, I try not to interfere too much because I've had trades that come within 5 ticks of my stop loss, turn around and go on to hit the target. But today, things are very volatile. I was starting to move up pretty well for my profit on the day. This one was up a pretty good amount, started pulling back. I didn't like the way it looked. And I decided when I saw this, I didn't like that. It had surpassed this swing here. And I moved my stop to break even, my target to break even, hoping I would get a little pop, and it did. So that one was a scratch. Okay, by now I started thinking I wasn't real confident about going short, but I had some nice little signal here on my 1 minute. My 2 minute hadn't really given me a signal. The 5 range was starting to show a little bit of a reversal pattern. So I thought worst case scenario, if it loses, I'm just going to change direction and go long. And that's probably going to be my worst case scenario. So that's kind of what my thinking was. And starts to look like it's going to push down. And I didn't move my stop to break even because, like I said, sometimes you can get right up against there. And that one, as you can see, the minute I lost, I re-entered long. This one takes a while to really start going. It got me a little, nervous. And then finally it starts moving back up. I was in this trade for a bit. And it's really tempting to not want to break even. But you can get so many retests right around your entry. So I held that one. Finally broke even because I'm up, 80 ticks or so. And that one wins. So you can see even with 4 losing 50 tick losers, the 100 tick winners and pretty close to 100 tick winners definitely made up for it. So wanted to show a little bit on non-farm payroll because you have the volatility to easily hit these 100 tick targets. And I hope everybody has a great weekend, and that's it for today.